another exciting...
Oh, come on. Some more energy.
Breezing. Bierman, Halloween time, 2016. We're still going strong. You know, Rye wanted to have a meeting. I think he's mad at you.
Why?
Right, I don't know. That's where you have to have the meeting. You should be scared about that. Maybe something's going on that he wants to tell you about.
Were you having pillow talk?
Anyway, I just want to. I have a Eve. I can't pronounce this.
You can't pronounce anything.
Eve Saint Laurent tie, which I got in Paris, but not at a high-end boutique. I got it at the flea market, but why spend more? Today's guests.
I heard that for Halloween you're going as a nose.
I was followed by a no
so you're
shadow.
you're already dressed up.
No shadow, no shadow. We have Kym D, singer, dance matrix, I say. We have Mike Shapiro of Tap Into social media. We'll get more of that. Hopefully he'll make it here. There's problems with the direction. And we have the debut of young Will Penny. Acoustic guitar. He'll be playing on the electric piano. Do you have any comments about anything?
We'll be making fun out of him while he plays to get him used to stage pressure.
Maybe you have jealousy. You see what you were.
Oh, I'm really jealous. Yeah.
At the beginning, what he could have been.
Yeah, I'm jealous of you too.
Okay, so and we might be having a meeting with Raya because I guess
on here we don't have Vivian today, right?
Yeah, maybe we do the meeting at the round table.
Okay.
We don't have Vivian. That's a good point. We can kill two birds with one stone because we have to get out of here by 8. So check it out. It's coming up. Breezin with Bierman, 2 minutes exactly. We're so happy today to have, I think, an exciting new talent, Kym D, who started, well, she's been singing professionally, but starting off on her own at the ripe age of 41, or young age of 41. Let me just read the first paragraph of her bio. People continue to ask me, what is my story? Who is Kym D? I'm not your typical dance music artist, especially being a proud mother of 3 kids and 41 years old, which makes me a black horse in the industry. Interesting metaphor. I decided long ago if the opportunity arose for me to sing professionally, I'd take it holding my hands tight with the grace of God and climb. And I dig your voice. Well, your voice is, you're a tied, you're a siren. I dig your voice.
Oh, thank you.
And I think Joey Biscotti, who he's been on the show, he recommended you. And I even brought in, well, he has to be here anyway, musicologist Kurt Tazelaar now to continue this interview about who Kym D is, her music, her background, and where she's coming from. Kurt?
When did you start singing?
I started singing when I was about 5 years old. And I've just kept going ever since. And it was always my go-to because I didn't have the greatest home life growing up. So that was my positive reinforcement by performing and singing and the academics and the sports. But I always came back to performing. So.
Now, you worked as a wedding performer.
I was
for
a wedding
time.
singer for about 16 years with the Best of Both Worlds out of Princeton.
Right.
And I did about 40 weddings a year for them for many years.
Well, what kind of material? What kind of songs?
Oh, a little bit of everything. Like I Always Love You was the big opener. And then you would do some Celine Dion, you do some Adele, but you got to have your 50s and 60s and your disco. And so it made me a very well-rounded performer.
So you got the idea into your head to try to do your own kind of material, make your own brand.
Well, I never thought I could because I was a bigger girl. I was about 300 pounds until 6 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and I had gastric bypass surgery, and in this industry, people look at you as what they see is what they get. But sometimes having weight issues can hold you back. And they would always say, we love your voice, you're awesome.
She lost 155 pounds, and you've kept it off.
See,
Yes,
that perception, it probably hurts guys as well as girls to be not considered great looking in the entertainment business, but a female, that's going to be a very hard thing to get past.
They're like, this is front. For being a front person, you have to have a certain look, and I might have had it sometimes with the voice, but I didn't have it, unfortunately, with the outward appearance. And unfortunately, that's the way the industry is to an extent. You don't want to believe that, but it is. So I mostly did it because I was unhealthy. And then once I did, I realized, wow, I'm going to go further, and I really want to start singing and doing more with my voice. And then a friend of mine introduced me to someone out of Philly, and I started working for their label and did a song called 418 out of Philly with Gino Caporelli. And I did a song called Notice Me. And it actually did really well. And I went to Miami, and I sang with 35,000 people on a radio station, and the song did a really good thing.
Did the weight loss affect your singing voice at all?
It got better.
Got better. Okay.
It got better. Kind of shocked
You don't
me.
need the ballast.
It improved. So I just took it and ran with it, and I've just been enjoying it ever since. And I have 3 children and a husband, and I have the family behind me now, so it's just nice to know that I can move forward.
Now you have a very soulful kind of voice.
Yes. I think that comes from years of built up experiences that I've gone through.
She is a child of some kind of abuse. You have alcoholic parents, you said?
My parents were, they liked to drink a lot, and then my stepfather, he sexually abused me growing up. So unfortunately, my way for singing, that's what I went to go get through that. And it was like another world. And when I sing from my heart because it saved me. It literally saved me growing up. And like now when I go out, I want these kids to see that you have this example of somebody who's gone through something so horrific and I've overcome it. But because of positive reinforcement. If I didn't have that, I don't think I'd be here where I'm at now.
How is the music that you sing to created?
Now that I've been writing my own, which I never thought in a million years I could do, I'm like, I could never do that. And I wrote a song called Fate, and that just was awesome. And I met a producer, and he made some music for me. I said, I want it to sound piano. I want to have some keyboards. I want to have some...
Are you a piano player?
No, I do not play, unfortunately.
So you sing the melody, you write that, and then you have other people fill it out?
Yes. And I can hear it, I'm like, I want it to sound like this, and it needs to be fuller. And there are so many talented musicians all over the place, and everyone's got a good input. And if you just listen to what people want to say and what they take away from your song or what your words are, you can come up with something so creative.
So how are you trying to market this?
Well, now I have my music video is coming out on December 3rd, and we have had some great people in the industry, especially in New York, get involved. And we created something about my childhood. The song is called Singing My Song. And it's about growing up and going through so many things and overcoming and coming out on the other side. And the video portrays that. And it's just amazing. Now we're going to be able to market it and show people what I've done and say, hey, I did it.
How do you go about that? You put it on YouTube?
We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Social media is the key. And getting followers and the numbers and just pushing.
Put them out, yeah.
Ultimately, do you want some company to take you by the reins?
We're trying to get a bigger record label to look at me now. And I think I'm starting to get some heads turned, finally. It's all about who you meet and who you have, shenagled with when you've been out. And
Shenagle, that's a sexual term.
And if I can say, here's from that's Singing My Song. I'm proud of my flaws. I'm proud of where I'm from because that's what makes me strong. It's where I belong. I don't hate all my haters. They're stuck in the same place.
I hate my haters.
Because I'm singing my song. So you're saying I really don't care what's going on. I'm doing my own thing, and they can hate. But
I used to worry about my weight. I used to worry about what people thought of me, not living up to expectations. And now the crazy thing is once you lose a part of yourself that you thought was negative and you come back with this different person, like I'm the same person I am mentally, but physically I've changed. But people don't see that weakness anymore that I saw as being overweight. But the thing is, I really don't care what people think. I have my kids. I have my husband. Hey, I'm moving forward. If you don't like what you see here, then
eat it.
Exactly.
Eat it. And the butterfly, the chrysalis.
Yeah, I worried for so long what everybody thought. I'm like, you know what? What's the difference? Like, my mother died in 2004. My stepdad was gone. My grandmother. I've lost all the people that mattered in my life, and it's like you have to move forward from now on. You know.
Okay, what song? Ask about the song. What song we have to move on?
I'm going to sing a song called Mercy. And I wrote this with my buddy Russ Ferranti. And,
Mercy.
And Margie Martino. They're from Philly, and they're awesome. They asked me to sing it, so that's what I'm excited to do.
We'll come right back, and we're going to be hearing Mercy by Kym D.
Your energy's blinding, wanna let your loving drive me
That was the amazing titanium voice of Kym D and Mercy.
You got a little excited during that. We had to wipe you down.
We'll finish the interview and let
Yeah.
Kym say what's coming up. The exciting stuff coming up with her. In 2 minutes or less, please.
What's going on in your career that's coming up?
All right, Thanksgiving Eve, I'm going to be over at Cedar Gardens opening up for Lisa with John Rossi's
Oh, I'm going to be
event.
there.
You're going to come? Oh,
Yeah.
good. Going to be on stage open for her. It's John Rossi's event and TNT Entertainment. And then I'm also going to be having my music video release party of singing my song December 3rd.
And you gave me tickets.
Where at?
Yeah, it's going to be at Cedar Gardens.
Cedar Gardens.
Cedar Gardens
Where is
in
this?
Hamilton,
In
New Jersey, on
Hamilton.
Route 33. Both
Okay.
shows are there. They're a week and a half apart.
See, Cedar Gardens sounds like City Gardens. That was a famous
I
nightclub
used
in
to
Trenton.
love Cedar Gardens. That was the best.
Yeah.
Oh.
City Gardens.
I
City
saw
Gardens.
Joan
There's another
Jett
name
there.
for
I
it,
saw
yeah.
Joan Jett. I've been to Cedar Gardens too.
But yeah, Cedar Gardens, Hamilton, Route 33, Lisa, Thanksgiving Eve, and then mine on December
So,
3rd.
do people bowl while you play? it might be a distraction.
Well, I'm a fan, Kym D. Joey
Thank
Joey
you.
Biscotti did not lead me wrong. I think you have talent. I know there's a lot of
you.
comp out there, and you need luck, talent, and timing. But I think you might make it someplace.
I'm hoping right people, right time, good timing, be at the right place.
I'm giving you the V sign. Victory to you.
Nice.
It's good going on these things to bring a knife. Because you got to show that you mean business. You're not fooling around,
Do you have a website or anything?
I don't have a website, but you can check me out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and it's KYMD, Kym D. KY like jelly, but KYM.
And I'll see you before Thanksgiving
yeah,
at Cedar
Yes.
Gardens. And
Yes.
December 3rd, I'll see you at Cedar Gardens
Yes.
too. And thanks
Thank
for the
you.
T-shirt.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, check out Kym D.
I got this T-shirt at a rummage sale.
Cancer makes me horny. Anyway, Kym D, we'll be seeing you, and you're a big star. Thank you very much. After we had singer Kym D, I'm excited to introduce a new talent and a soon-to-be Princeton High graduate, giving you something we all have in common here once you graduate.
I thought you were in middle school.
Maybe I am.
We have the exciting acoustic talents of Will Penny. That's the name I gave you, or you could be William Devoe. And what kind of music do you play? I let Kurt take the lead more. He knows a little more about these things, but...
Well, your father's doing some of the production work here.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask, growing up, what was the most embarrassing thing that your father ever did?
I don't know.
Not pay for your braces, and then you got to, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you do music.
Yeah.
You do both keyboard and guitar.
And
And
paint.
you write songs.
Yeah.
And they were mostly for instrumental?
Some of them are instrumental. Some of them are have lyrics, but
Do you
I'm not
sing?
gonna play any of those. A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Practice singing. You'll
Yeah.
get better. The same way with this.
Yeah.
What kind of music are you trying to write here? What are some of your influences?
I'm influenced a lot by like classic blues, like Robert Johnson and people like that, and a lot of classic rock too, like Led Zeppelin and the Rolling Stones, and as most people are, the Beatles.
So, so you're just getting started. How do you get yourself out there?
Well, I'm gonna start recording stuff soon with my friends. We all play in a band together, and we're gonna get a SoundCloud account and play at shows and
So you
open
got
mics and
drums,
stuff.
bass, you got full band?
more or less. Yeah.
What's SoundCloud for those who don't know?
SoundCloud is like a music sharing website.
It's like YouTube with no visuals.
Yeah, basically.
You can put stuff up and people will like you. It's kind of an Instagram for sound.
Yeah.
Could I write lyrics for some of you? You don't have to use my lyrics, but I write lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not in English though.
What language is it?
Not a human language.
They're kind of punk rock lyrics, but maybe you can take anything you want from it.
I'd love to.
My nose, it grows.
That's deep. No, things like "Don't piss on my snow." I don't care, but no, I'll share it with you someday.
Yeah. I'd like that.
So you get together with your little friends.
Yeah.
And you play. And so have you started rehearsing? Do you have a whole band? Are you ready to play live?
For the most part, a lot of my friends are less serious about it, so
That's a problem.
they need prodding to do rehearsing, but
You get used to it.
yeah.
You need, sometimes you need to lose people.
Yeah.
You're fired.
That's the hard thing about a band. You have to have people with you because everyone's going in different directions, level
Yeah.
of commitment, maturity level,
Yeah.
everything. But yeah, hey, you go through it, you meet other people, things kind of hone. But my brother was into music. He said every band, as soon as they become a band, the timer is on and they're going to break up eventually. Something goes wrong.
Yeah.
But hey.
You got 2 years, and then something happens.
Yeah.
Somebody moves away,
Yeah.
somebody gets tired of it. So make it happen in 2 years.
Well, in about a minute or so, because Kurt can't carry this interview, you're going to be doing an acoustic guitar solo. Give us some background on what you're going to do.
It's just an acoustic song that I wrote that I really enjoy playing. I wrote it on piano.
Could you play
But-
something that you hate to play?
I could if you really wanted me to.
Yeah.
All right. And,
Anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, and I wrote it on piano, but it's really fun to play on guitar also.
When do you get this inspiration, though? Does it happen any time?
Pretty much, yeah. I like to improvise a
When
lot.
he's jerking
so
off.
yeah, I like to improvise a lot, so it often just happens in the moment. I just have an idea for something.
It's kind of hard. School's a bummer, though. You have to go to school. You have to study.
Yeah,
It gets in the way of your music.
they have practice rooms at school.
Oh, do they now?
Yeah.
Did they have that when we went to Princeton High? Oh, you weren't there.
You should not be writing songs at school. Like write them at night when you write them in your free time. Let it happen.
Okay. Do you like my name, Will Penny?
I do like it.
Oh, you can tell you. See, I've contributed something.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're going to now listen to the television debut of Will Penny. I have a story to tell you. In
A little
2000,
more energy, Adam.
in 2008, I hope you get some form of cancer that's slow and non-lethal, but painful. In 2008, suburban
Your nose is running.
New Jerseyans Mike and Lynn Shapiro saw their one-year-old son come through a risky open-heart surgery successfully. Filled with gratitude, Mike scrapped his career as a litigation attorney in Manhattan, and he and his wife decided to instead to pursue a future built around social good. Hopefully he makes some money too. The Shapiros put $250,000 of their own money into starting a digital newspaper in New Providence, New Jersey, where they lived and still live, and two neighborhood communities that would be high quality, objective, and nonpartisan. That's nice to hear these days. That doesn't happen that much. From these sites,
So Fox News, New Jersey.
from these sites, the Shapiros, the alternative press, grew into something called Tap Into. Most of the sites were converted into franchises starting in 2012.
Converted?
Today, the network, rebranded as Tap Into in 2014, has grown to 57 franchises in Jersey, 50 and suburban New York State. A typical Tap Into owner is Jackie Lieberman, who converted the existing Westfield, New Jersey site to a franchise operation in 2012. A former magazine editor, Lieberman, said her Tap Into Westfield produces 100,000 hits monthly in a community of 30,000 and makes more than six figures, $100,000 a year. Happy to have you on today, Mike Shapiro of Tap Into.
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, question one, people are asking me, why is this going to work in this ever-changing paradigm shift in media and the internet? Why is Tap Into? What's its secret to working? And then we'll get to the more nuts and bolts. Why?
Well, at Tap Into, each of our sites is independently owned and operated and locally owned and operated, which is really important. Second is we cover original local news content in all of our towns. At a time when the traditional media companies are cutting back on their news coverage and laying off journalists, we're putting them to work, basically. And we're able to cover everything from town council to high school sports and everything in between. When I started Tap Into it, and I would go to, for example, a New Providence council meeting, there'd be 3 other newspapers there, plus me covering the council meeting. And today there's just me. And so if we didn't exist in these towns, people wouldn't know what's going on in their town. Yeah. So there's a real need for this in communities throughout New Jersey. And yes, it's my business, but it's also my passion, because to me, you need an informed electorate, and by us providing objective, nonpartisan news and information, people can make up their own minds. They don't need us telling them how to vote or what to think. But thankfully, because of our news coverage, people don't have to vote based on a glossy palm card or postcard that they receive in the mail. They can actually know what the candidates stand for and make a decision.
Yeah, Tap also. What I like, it is the only niche that's left. That's why Princeton TV and let's say someone came in Princeton where you don't have a Tap franchise yet, and they go, I want a franchise. what support do you give them? What kind of turnkey? How does it happen?
Yeah, we make it as turnkey as possible. So we provide the site, hosting, email accounts. We do all their billing, all their credit card processing of their advertisers. We train them on the sales side, on the content side, how to use the site. We set up their social media and train them in social media. And then once they launch, we have four full-time, 2 part-time employees to service the franchisees, including 2 full-time, 2 part-time editors to provide feedback to the franchisees about their writing, to copy check it post-publication. And we also provide them with all of the marketing materials that they need, contracts, an editable media kit, so that basically they can focus on the news for their town and the ad sales to the local businesses in town. A key to our model is that the sites can share content with a click of a button. So for example, if Princeton's playing, say, Hillsborough in basketball, only one of the sites needs to cover it. Both of the sites can use that story. But more importantly, it's also scalable on the advertising side. So for example, if there were a franchisee in Princeton, they could reach out to any Princeton business and have them advertise not just on the Princeton site, but on other sites in the Tap Into network that business may want to target to get customers.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the franchises, you think, from looking at the numbers, are going to be successful and start making profits.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And actually, as of now, we now have 53 in New Jersey, 5 in New York, wow. And we've had over 5 million readers this past year, making us one of the largest local publications in the whole state of New Jersey at this point.
Now, at the same time, they have to pay to get in, but you don't accept anyone just to get a franchise, even if they have the money. You explain that.
Yeah, no. I mean, basically, what we're looking for are people who are connected in their town, ideally who have a business background. We have a wide variety of different models. We have where it's one person who does both the content and the ad sales. Where 2 people do it together part-time. One does the content, one does the ad sales. We have 5 hard copy newspapers that are franchised from us to be their online site.
Wow.
We have 2 nonprofits that have franchised from us to run the newspaper in their town. So one, it becomes a way for them to market their nonprofit. Second, it creates a new revenue stream for them as a nonprofit, and they're able to help the community at the same time. One of the nonprofits is the Plainfield Y, which is doing our Plainfield site. We also have St. Bonaventure University as franchised from us.
In Orleans, New York, yes.
As a journalism practicum for their students. In terms of screening, we actually have a prospective franchisee committee, which is composed of some of our most successful franchisees, and they're the ones that approve a new franchisee. I don't, which is kind of unheard of in franchising. I've empowered them because I want to make sure that the people that we have as franchisees really represent our brand well, uphold our reputation, and are going to be a credit to us and to all of our readers who are going to come to know that Tap Into site.
Do your franchises go outside of New Jersey now?
Yeah, we have 5 in New York, and we can franchise in pretty much any state. I'm pretty much limited in terms of my time to New Jersey, though if people wanted to start it in Florida or North Carolina or Texas, we can franchise in most states.
Because now you have full-time employees. How many do you have working in the front lines with you?
Yeah, so to service the franchisees, we have 4 full-time and 2 part-time plus me. And so we're there. We even, we put the ads up on the site for them. We can track all the ad statistics and provide that to the franchisee for their advertisers. And we're there for any kind of questions that they have. It's basically 24/7.
Are these just individual websites for these newspapers, or are they linked to Facebook?
Well, the websites are all part of one overall site so that they can share content with a click of a button. So like, for example, if a franchisee sees a story on another Tap Into site and they would like to have it on their site, we have a cloning feature where they can click a button and then it can go on their site, which is pretty neat. Similarly, like if a franchisee has a columnist and another site would like to have that column, they can just add that column to their site. Back to your question, we also create a Facebook and Twitter page for every single Tap Into site and train them in social media. We have 2 full-time social media directors who are there for any kind of social media questions, to teach them how to post, give them tips on how to virally market their site and things like that.
It's funny how with newspapers going out of business, you're sort of looking at a new niche. It's like when a tree falls in the forest, the tree fell, but it opens up sunlight. And so you're seeing some sunlight here to grow your own niche.
Yeah, and also there's such a need. I mean, there's over 100 municipalities in New Jersey that don't have any kind of local newspaper at all, not print, not online. Then you have a lot of these kind of what I would call media conglomerates buying up newspapers. I mean, Gannett just bought, NorthJersey.com. They're laying off almost 50% of their reporters. They're closing 12 of their weekly local papers. Even here in this area, the Princeton Packet was acquired, and Greater Media was acquired.
It's barely hanging on. The topics, because it's given away for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you've heard me talking to Blue in the Face. Local's the only niche left, and it's getting passed by because of the changing face of newspapers. No one could pay for local.
Yeah, and by doing it this way, where it's franchised and it's locally owned and operated, that enables us to scale on the advertising side and the content side while keeping our costs low, keeping the franchisees' costs low, which makes these ventures profitable in each of our towns.
Right. You said sales was the biggest problem early on, teaching your friends. So you've tweaked that again with your social media experts and everything, and what you've learned in the past couple of years, how to do sales.
Yeah, well, I still do the sales training for the franchisees, and we've learned a lot since we began. One of the things that we learned was that in the beginning, what we provided to advertisers was advertising coupled with content marketing. And content marketing is like the hottest thing in terms of advertising these days. And so that stood really the test of time with us for the last 8 years.
What is content marketing?
Yeah, so basically, when a business advertises with us, they have an ad on the site that clicks through to their website. But the content marketing side is they can post events including sales on the calendar. They can post press releases. Some advertisers have their own featured column where they can write as often as they want, linking back to their website. That's content marketing. Since January, we introduced several new revenue streams, which are also advertising vehicles for businesses. For example, we have e-news that readers can get for free in the morning. And in the e-news, there's now 3 advertising spots and a sponsorship of the e-news. We have sponsorships of each of the sections of the site. And so Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and Atlantic Health and JCP&L are sponsoring those sections in many of our towns now, which one creates a new revenue stream for the franchisees, but also is a great way for these companies to market themselves and show how we are committed to the community. It's one thing to say you are, it's another thing to show that you are.
Walk the walk and everything.
Yeah, and then in addition to that, we also can do targeted email blasts for advertisers to the subscribers of a given town. And in December, our app is going to come out, which is going to help a whole new kind of range of businesses. For example, a lot of local retailers, ice cream stores, hair salons, those kinds of businesses who are looking for instant gratification from their advertising. And the app is going to allow us to do push notifications, offers, and things like that to all the people that download the app, which will be free.
How do you get the local residents to go to your website if they haven't heard of it?
Yeah, there's a number of ways. One thing that we do is we provide a 30, 60, 90-day plan to the franchisees about how they can virally market the site in their town. Things like, for example, where they do a Meet the Leader series of all the key people in town. And
that's a good way to get interest.
So that gets a lot of interest. Another thing is we do
yeah.
sponsorships of the street fair in town and things like that. One of the things we allow under our franchise agreement is we allow the franchisee to barter ad space with nonprofits and other organizations in town who are doing important community events. So those organizations are able to receive advertising that would normally be prohibitively expensive for them to do, and in exchange, that site gets publicity as being one of the sponsors of that particular event. There's a lot of things like that.
You hit the conduits, the people who spread the information.
Exactly.
Well, in our remaining minutes, please give your bona fides. This is exciting. Hopefully, I failed getting some people in Princeton to talk to, but hopefully someone in Princeton will see this. What's your number?
Not the first time he's failed.
And everything else. And you're so contagious and exciting. I mean, this can't help but succeed. I think someone's going to try to buy you. You might be a multimillionaire, too. I know you're not in it for the money, but anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean, we'd love to find people. We don't have any sites yet in Mercer County. We have a lot in Union and Essex and Morris and all over North Jersey, but we don't have any in Mercer. We don't have any in Monmouth yet. But in particular, I would love to find people in the Princeton area.
There's so much talent here.
Oh yeah. And what's also interesting too is that it keeps people so tied to the community, and we can cover so many different stories that a lot of these hard copy newspapers are no longer able to cover because they don't have enough journalists to go out and cover them. And so that's important too. But people can reach me. My cell phone, I'll give it out over TV, is 908-370-1158. They can also email me at M.
Oh, look, our
Shapiro.
first call.
M. Shapiro at tapinto.net. And people can go to tapinto.net and check it out, and they can even sign up and get the e-news, emailed them to them in the morning, because I know a lot of people in Princeton have relatives in our area, and so the more the merrier,
Yeah, you might want to sell some coffee ads.
Anyway, I'm glad your son's okay, and please come back when update us on TAP in 6 months or a year. But you got to remind me. 'Cause
Absolutely,
remember.
I would love
and
to.
you'll get better directions. Well, thank you, Mike Shapiro, and Tap into TAP. It's growing. You got to go with the rocket.
Well, thank you so much.
Your nose is growing.
Welcome back to this month's What's Trending with Raya. I am your Caribbean rum runner for this month, and I'll be telling you a lot of cool stuff for the fall still, and some of the good holiday stuff here on Princeton. So our first item is the ASOS oversized scarves. So now that we're fully into autumn, it's time to prepare for any weather. So my answer for this, the oversized scarf. So it's a great accessory. It adds texture to any outfit. It can double as a blanket, and you're always prepared for an emergency picnic. This scarf is my go-to for this fall staple because they have a variety of color and patterns. The best part is a bunch of them are on sale right now, so happy shopping. So it's time to become more spontaneous. Pack Up and Go is a travel website that plans your 3-day, 2-night vacation for you before telling you where you're going. So you take a no obligation survey where you list your desired dates, your recent trips because you don't want to go back to your recent trips, whether you like to relax or be active on your trips, what budget are you in, etc. Then Pack Up and Go plans your trip for you. Tells you what to pack and where to go at what time. So once you're at the departure location, you open up your envelope and you will learn where you are going. Safe travels. So watches are among my favorite accessories. They add a classy finishing touch to any outfit, and I'm loving all the styles from Rumba Time. So they have classic styles, bright bands, and cool texture. And the best part is most of their watches are between $60 to $80. Very affordable. Some of my favorite styles from Rumba Time are the Soho Metallics, the Orchard Chains, and the Soho Suede in Plum. And right now, use the code TRENDING at checkout and you will get 20% off, courtesy of your Caribbean rum runner, Raya. Our last item for this month is the little box of rocks. So flowers are a beautiful gift, but they obviously don't last very long. So how about a bouquet of precious stones instead? So this brand lets you choose from a selection of healing crystals that come in a little satchel to celebrate different occasions. So each satchel also comes with a personalized letter and a secret letter that you write, for the recipient, and that comes in a sealed scroll. So the keepsake wooden box also is tied up with a black silk ribbon to make a gorgeous gift. And get 10% off at your order with the code TRENDING at your checkout. And then bringing it back to Princeton, I want to feature this month the Princeton Holiday Trolley Tour. So this is a 1-hour tour where you and your family will get to see the homes and hangouts of prominent celebrities or prominent figures in our history like Albert Einstein, Robert Oppenheimer, Grover Cleveland, Woodrow Wilson, and Nancy Drew. Yes, Nancy Drew lived in Princeton. Her name was Nancy Stratemeyer. And then also you will see the house or hangouts of the Wicked Witch of the West, which is, the Wicked Witch of the West also lived in Princeton. So this tour is the #1 rated Princeton attraction by TripAdvisor and AAA Magazine. So it's really awesome. You will see a lot of stuff. It's only for $15 per person. You will also get the chance to visit Palmer Square where you can shop a lot of the shops there and stores. So that's our What's Trending for this month, and I hope you like all of them. Don't forget to reach out at Raya Arbiol on Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter, and at Raya Mish on Snapchat, and I'll get you all those codes that you need for 20% discount and 10% discount in all the sales. So that's the What's Trending with Raya this month. I'll see you next month for our holiday December episode, and that's it. Baba Booey to all.